top stories tonight in Y News. The House of Representatives expects more than 2,000 guests for President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s third State of the Nation address. The Philippine Navy denies the claim of China that pollution from the long-standing presence of the BRP Sierra Madre at Ayungin Shoal is affecting marine life in the area. Embattled, suspended Bambantarlac Mayor Alice Guo plans to once again skip the Senate hearing tomorrow, citing her alleged worsening condition and threats in her life. And we will discover why United States President Joe Biden declared his determination to continue his re-election campaign on Monday, despite concerns from some Democrats and donors that his persistence could jeopardize the party's success in the upcoming election. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Tuesday, the 9th of July, 2024. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Hardy Delgado. First in the news. The House of Representatives expects more than 2,000 guests for President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s third State of the Nation address, or SONA, on July 22, 2024. Meanwhile, the chamber will implement stricter security measures for the annual event. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
Compared to previous State of the Nation address, the House of Representatives expects the highest number of guests for this year's SONA of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. According to House Secretary General Reginald Velasco, apart from the 1,800 seating capacity in the plenary of the House of Representatives, viewing rooms will also be open for additional guests. The House official anticipates around 2,100 guests for the event.
In history. By the number of confirmations we have received and additional requests.
Vice President Sara Duterte has yet to confirm her attendance for the SONA. Former Vice Presidents Leni Robredo and Jejo Marbinay have already confirmed they will not be able to attend. 47 ambassadors are expected, including the Chinese ambassador to the Philippines. Similar to previous SONAs of PBBM, individuals wearing wardrobes with protest statements will not be allowed to enter the plenary. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has allocated higher funds for SONA preparations this year. House Secretary General cited this is due to security enhancements at the Batasang Pambansa, including renovations at the north and south lobbies of the main building. The House official clarified that Camara has not received any security threats. However, due to the presence of many prominent personalities attending the SONA, stricter security measures will be implemented.
We are always prepared for the worst, no? Alam niyo naman, marami tayong security threats din, ano? Basta in coordination with the security agencies, PNP and the local government, this will be a no-rally zone, tong area na to, no?
The House official has declined to disclose the total expenses for the SONA preparations.
Of course, yung renovations na yon, it was really, the renovations have been planned a long time ago, no? Yun lang, we decided to implement it now because of this national security concerns, no?
However, 20 million pesos has been allocated for the guest food.
Pero sir, hindi po ba masyadong mahal yung 20 million para lang sa pagkain?
Hindi. We have, alam mo, yung security lang natin, ilang daan na yan, di ba? O personnel natin sa Congress, mga 2,000-3,000 na yan. Then yung guests natin, mga 2,000. So, that's just about the right amount.
The final interagency meeting for the third SONA of PBBM will be on Monday, July 15th. Rosalie Cos, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The members of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s cabinet have not yet discussed the possibility of banning Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGO in the Philippines. However, the National Economic and Development Authority or NEDA insists that it should be banned in the country. Nelmari Bohok reports.
The focus should be on creating high-quality jobs. This was emphasized by National Economic and Development Authority or NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan amid calls to ban the operations of Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGO in the country. According to Secretary Balisacan, his position remains unchanged that POGO operations should be stopped as the administration aims to attract more tourists and investors to the Philippines.
We are trying to attract investors to come, tourists to come, and so the least that we want is to have a reputation na nandito yung mga criminals.
It is said that the government could lose 20 billion pesos per year if POGO is permanently banned. An estimated 20,000 POGO employees are expected to lose their jobs. According to Labor Secretary Bienvenido Laguesma, they are already preparing in case President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. decides to completely ban POGO in the country.
Kasi we cannot actually just wait for the day na sinabing close na. Dapat nagtatransition na rin kami. In fact, the profiling would also include influencing them. Baka gusto na ninyong mag-start ng training ninyo. Nang sa ganun maihanda na namin kayo sa available na trabaho.
Del Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue, we serve the people, we give glory to God.
Embattled suspended Bambantarlac Mayor Alice Guo will once again skip the Senate hearing tomorrow, citing her alleged worsening condition and threats in her life. This report will tell us why.
A day before the Senate Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations and Gender Equality resumes its inquiry on the illegal Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGOs in the country, suspended Bambantarlac Mayor Alice Guo has formally asked to be excused again. In a letter of explanation submitted to the committee, Guo says her physical and mental health has not improved and even worsened, citing the supposed malicious accusations against her. According to Guo, she even consulted medical professionals, but they allegedly refused to issue a medical certificate stating her condition out of alleged fear of getting dragged into the controversy. Aside from the cases filed against her, which she said affected her well-being, the suspended mayor claims she has been receiving death threats that may endanger her life. Guo further apologized for her absence, saying that she has no intention to disrespect the Senate panel as she asked for consideration. Earlier, Senate President Francis Cheese Escudero said that the Senate is willing to provide a doctor for Guo to determine whether or not she is fit to attend the inquiry. This as the Senate leader emphasized that Guo is obliged to honor the subpoena of the Senate. Should she skip the Senate probe once again, Escudero stated that he will sign the arrest order against Guo once requested by Senate Deputy Minority Leader Risa Hontiveros, who is leading the investigation.
At kung hindi sila dadalo, nasa kamay ni Senator Risa kung siya ay magre-request na mag-issue ng warrant of arrest para sila'y pwersahang padaluhin sa pagdinig ng Senado. At pipirmahan ko ang warrant of arrest na yun pag ni-request ni Senator Risa.
Hontiveros has yet to release a statement, but she earlier said that should Guo fail to face the committee, she will cite her in contempt and be ordered arrested to be detained at the Senate. Horin Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And for the news abroad, Russia has attacked Ukraine on Tuesday, July 9, which ended up to cause more 41 deaths and destroy more than 100 establishments in Kyiv, including the main children's hospital in the country. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky once again cried for support. The United States has encouraged Western allies to extend support to strengthen military defense. Early Briones tells us why.
Russia's latest attack to Kyiv, Ukraine's capital, has been recorded as the most brutal of all strikes released in months. The attack resulted to at least 41 deaths. The missiles aimed on the primary children's hospital in the city and damaged numbers of commercial and residential buildings and other infrastructures. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sent message to Telegram messaging app that damaged buildings was more than 100. This includes a maternity center and children's hospital, which happens to be the main in the city. Zelensky expressed dismay on this savage attack. He mentioned that they need more than condolences and concerns. Ukraine needs help to stop Russians' advances, and they need powerful weapons. Zelensky again expressed the need of help from Western allies. Together with Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, Zelensky reiterated on a news conference in Warsaw that their Western allies must respond and have firm retaliation on the brutal attack. Ukraine government announced on Tuesday, July 9, a day of mourning for the most savage attack yet the country has experienced from the hands of Russia. The missiles came as a surprise, as it went flying at a very low altitude. Nevertheless, the Ukraine's air defense reported to have shot down 30 out of the 38 Russian missiles, which were identified as KH-101 cruise. White House also released a statement regarding the cruel attack. United States President Joe Biden stressed that Washington, along with its NATO allies, that better strategies must be set in place to make Ukraine's air defense more powerful. On the other hand, Russia's defense ministry said that their targets were aviation bases and defense industry and not innocent civilians. United Nations Security Council is now looking on a meeting this coming Tuesday, as requested by United States, Britain, Slovenia, France, and Ecuador to discuss further needed actions. Early Briones, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, Harlene.
Thank you, Maven. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. China has claimed that pollution from the long-standing presence of the BRP Sierra Madre at Ayungin Shoal is affecting marine life in the area, insisting that the Philippines should remove the vessel. In response, the Philippine Navy has firmly stated it will not remove the commissioned vessel from the location. The National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea strongly refuted China's accusation, highlighting that it is, in fact, China's actions in the West Philippine Sea causing serious environmental damage. Ryan Nakalale details why.
The Philippine Navy reiterated that they will not remove the grounded BRP Sierra Madre from Ayungin Shoal.
We will not give up that ship. It is an indication of the government stand. It is the mandate of the AFP to ensure the integrity of the national territory.
This stance came in response to China's renewed call for the Philippines to remove the ship, which China claims is causing pollution detrimental to the coral reef ecosystem of Ayungin Shoal, which they call Renai Reef.
Last week, the Armed Forces to the Chief of Staff released a statement informing everybody that we have to be very careful about foreign malign influence, about the wrong narratives being given out by the Chinese Communist Party. This is one such false narrative. The AFP will remain committed to ensuring our sovereignty and sovereign rights remain intact in the West Philippine Sea through the conduct of RORE missions for BRP Sierra Madre.
The National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea strongly denied China's accusations, stating in an official statement that it is merely a classic misdirection of China. According to National Security Council Assistant Director General Jonathan Malaya, China's activities in the West Philippine Sea are damaging maritime environment, natural habitats of fish, and the livelihood of Filipino fishermen in the area. They cited the decision of Permanent Court of Arbitration in 2016, which confirmed that China's activities caused damage to the maritime environment in the West Philippine Sea, including large-scale reclamation projects that permanently damaged coral reefs. In response, the National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea suggested engaging third-party marine scientists and experts to conduct assessment and investigate the cause of coral reef damage in the West Philippine Sea. They also challenged the public and international community to be discerning about misinformation spread by purported Chinese experts. The Philippine Navy added that China's aggressive and illegal actions aren't limited to the Philippines, but also affect other claimant countries in the South China Sea. They noted an increased aggression by China compared to the previous years.
Compared to the past, if I could put it 5, 10, 15-year time frame, yes, they are more aggressive now. Again, this may also be reflective of some internal dynamics in their country.
Ryan Lacanlale, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Philippine National Police is considering the possibility of having one of the suspects in the murder of beauty pageant contestant Geneva Lopez and her Israeli boyfriend Yitzhak Cohen serve as a state witness. PNP Public Information Office Chief Police Colonel Jean Fajardo stated that the revelation from the SUV driver played a vital role in the recovery of the couple's bodies at a quarry site in Barangay Santa Lucia, Capas, Tarlac. Fajardo mentioned that they will provide the court with all the necessary evidence and documents to support his application as a state witness.
Sinasabi rin po niya na siya rin po yung inutusan ng isa sa mga POIs natin na mag-drive po nung sasakyan na sinunog po, na natagpuan nga po na ito yung mga testimonya na napakahalaga, pero we don't want to just rely dito sa testimonya nitong key witness. Gusto nating i-back up yun ng mga forensic evidence para siguraduhin na back up po at matibay ito, na in case magkakaroon tayo later on ng pagbago ang isip niya na wala siyang alam and all. But napakahirap baguhin yung isip ng isang tao na nakita natin mismo yung bangkay na nandoon.
The Commission on Elections, or Comelec, has reported what they described as a demolition job against the institution. This follows allegations from a legislator who claims that a Comelec official has received substantial sums of money from South Korean banks. Dante Amento tells us why.
Commission on Elections, or Comelec Chairman George Erwin Garcia disclosed on Tuesday, July 9, that he is the one referred to regarding an allegation that an official from Comelec receives almost 1 billion pesos from South Korean banks.
Huwag na po natin paikot-ikutin. Ako po yung nire-refer doon. 2 linggo na po kami may informasyon. Actually po nakaplano yung demolition job laban sa Comelec.
In his press conference, Sagip Party List Representative Rodante Marcoleta said that the huge amount was allegedly transferred through 49 offshore bank accounts.
If the money involved here is not so huge, well, first of all, why do you need 49 banks? Offshore accounts. Are you supposed to move sizable amounts of money globally? Kaya kailangan mo ito. The most intriguing part here, ladies and gentlemen, is that these accounts are traceable to one Comelec official.
However, Marcoleta admitted that they are still verifying the issue. Thus, he refused to divulge the name of the alleged Comelec official.
May lead na po ba tayo kung sino po ito?
Ayaw po nating sabihin ang pangalan kasi nga it's unfair naman na sabihin natin ang pangalan while we're still in the process of verifying this.
Meanwhile, Garcia stressed that the information should be verified first before making any pronouncement that would affect the credibility of the Comelec.
Pero kahit na po hindi verified, the fact na sinabi yon, siyempre po masisira ang kredibilidad ng Commission on Election. Okay lang po kung ako yon, no problem po. Tatanggapin ko lahat, part po yan ng pagiging public servant. Pero wag naman po sana yung institution kasi pinaghihirapan po na napakadaming tao.
Several days ago, they allegedly got information about the demolition job against the Commission. They have allegedly discussed this and if who's behind it.
Huwag nila akong i-compel sa mga susunod na araw, sabihin ko rin lahat yung nalalaman ko. Huwag naman po sana natin isirain yung kredibilidad ng eleksyon. Kawawa naman po ang sambayan ng Pilipino.
Garcia asked the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, to probe the issue, and he is willing to give waivers to open those accounts.
Baka pwede imbestigahan kung totoo yung mga akusasyon laban sa akin. Number 3, nag-i-issue ako ng waiver sa alleged account sa lahat ng naandun sa listahan. Kung akin yon, marapat na tingnan, buksan, at alamin kung talaga bang may tunay na account, number 1, number 2, anong history ng account na yan, at kung ano yung laman yon, kung sino may gusto, kanila na po yung lahat.
Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Mayor Baste Duterte raised questions on Tuesday, July 9, regarding the recent mass relief of police officials in Davao City. In a statement, the mayor expressed concern that the removal of key police figures, including the city police director, head of the Special Operations Group, and 19 station commanders, would not contribute to maintaining peace and security in the city. Mayor Duterte pointed out that if General Nicolas Torre perceived the Davao City police personnel as ineffective, it contradicts the consistent recognition by the institution he leads, which has hailed the Davao City Police Office as the top performing unit in the region. He emphasized that these police officers who have dedicated their lives to serving their fellow Filipinos do not deserve such treatment. The Philippine National Police confirmed the dismissal of 19 station commanders in Davao. According to PNP Public Information Office Chief Police Colonel Jean Fajardo, there were discrepancies in reported crime statistics, particularly regarding murder and rape cases in the province. Colonel Fajardo also mentioned that the new regional director of Davao has discretion over appointing trusted individuals to assume roles as new station commanders.
So that is one of the reason I understand, because when the new regional director assumed as the regional director of Police Regional Office 11 ay nag-ikot po siya sa mga stations, may mga nakita po siya na mga discrepancies in terms of the crime statistics. So these are now under investigation. But what the regional director wants me to share with you, in fact sabi nga niya, Jean, for those who wish to interview me, open po siya, makausap niyo po siya nga personal. But ang sinasabi niya lang, ang direction po ng desisyon, this is his sole prerogative ng regional director, ay lahat po yon, ang intention po nun is to further improve yung delivery ng public service, lalong-lalo na po sa mga mamamayan po natin sa Davao region po.
The Magnificent Seven, a coalition of various transport groups, is set to convene for a crucial discussion on whether to file another petition for a fare increase for public utility jeepneys. This move comes in response to the significant rise in diesel prices, which have surged nearly 10 pesos per liter since the beginning of the year. JP Nunez explains why.
The transport group Pasang Mazda sees a compelling reason to push for another fare hike petition due to the recent series of oil price increases. According to its national president, Obet Martin, public utility jeepney drivers are already losing 200 to 300 pesos of their daily income. This financial strain is attributed to the net increase in diesel prices, which have surged nearly 10 pesos since the start of 2024. PUJ drivers in Manila have confirmed these figures, highlighting the urgent need for a fair adjustment to sustain their livelihoods.
Siyempre nabawasan kami ng kita. Magkano na kinikita namin araw-araw? Pinakamata 700, sa 500, araw-araw yun. Tapos babawasan pa ng diesel. Hindi, malaki ang bagay nga nawawala sa amin.
To cushion the impact of oil price hike, Martin said they may possibly discuss with the other transport group from Magnificent Seven a possible petition of fare increase to the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board or LTFRB.
Kung manghingi man siguro kami ng increase provisional na samantalang ganito kataas, ito muna yung aming pansamantalang pamasahe. At kung bumaba ulit sa dati, edi madali naman i-recall na yung piso. We will ask for 2 pesos.
Dagdag din sa amin ng yan, ng pangkrudo din. Oo. Kaya kinikita namin, madadagdagan. Tulad, kinikita namin, pupunta sa diesel. Kundi, kung may ayuda kami, kundi malaking tulong din sa amin.
Currently, the minimum fare in traditional jeepneys is 13 pesos. If their petition will be filed and approved, it will increase to 15 pesos. Aside from petition for fare hike, they may also ask for fuel subsidy for jeepney operators. Meanwhile, to some commuters, a fare hike is untimely as this will go along with high prices of basic goods and commodities.
For normal commuters, average commuters, hindi po talaga siya okay. Dati nga po 10 pesos lang yung usual na pambayad ko sa jeep. Ngayon naging 11 na. Hindi ko ginagamit yung student discount, 13 po ang babayaran ko. So kung sa 11 pesos na yun, dadagdagan pa ng dalawa. So parang wala rin po yung student discount.
Sana po hindi pa po nila muna dagdagan. Kasi po, ngayon nga po magkano na po yung pamasahe. What more pa po kung dadagdagan pa po nila. Yung minimum lang naman po ngayon, sapat lang naman po sa pang-araw-araw. Pag dinagdagan pa po nila, mas lalo pa pong mag-i-cause pa po yung mga commuter po, katulad po namin. Siyempre, malaking bagay na rin po yung 2 pesos po
UNTV News reached out to the LTFRB for their comment on the matter, but they have not yet responded. However, in a previous statement made last April, the agency indicated that they are awaiting the Department of Transportation to initiate the release of the fuel subsidy. JP Nunez, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And in other global news, joint military drills between China and Belarus have been conducted close to the Polish border. Axis Salam will tell us why.
China and Belarus have initiated joint military exercises near the border of Poland, a member of North Atlantic Treaty Organization or NATO, marking the start of the alliance's summit eve. Belarusian Special Operations Command Chief Major General Vadim Denisenko announced the implementation of new tactical task methods amid alarming global events and uneasy conditions. Falcon Assault Maneuvers, codename for July 19, will be conducted at a training ground near Brest, Belarus, near Poland's border. NATO's 32 member countries are set to convene in Washington for a summit, focusing on military and financial support for Ukraine, following Belarus granting Russia access to its territory. Belarusian Defense Ministry announced anti-terrorist exercises involving military personnel addressing night landing, water barriers, and populated areas. The ministry shared photos on Telegram showing Chinese troops disembarking from a plane, offloading equipment, and marching at a training ground, with the number of troops involved unclear. Belarus hosted a grand welcome ceremony for Chinese troops arriving on July 6, aiming to enhance coordination and cooperation between the two armies. Meanwhile, Defense Ministry warns of harsh reaction if NATO forces cross Belarusian borders due to growing size, citing measures to prevent escalation. Axis Salam, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
United States President Joe Biden has declared his determination to continue his re-election campaign on Monday, despite concerns from some Democrats and donors that his persistence could jeopardize the party's success in the upcoming election. Gerard Moral will tell us why.
U.S. President Joe Biden emphasized that he is not considering stepping down. He encouraged any doubting candidates to challenge him at the Democratic National Convention in August. However, this challenge would only have a chance if he allows the delegates he won in the primaries to consider other candidates. Biden reiterated his resolve during a private call with donors. Following a turbulent June 27 debate with Republican Donald Trump, where his ability to serve for another 4.5 years was questioned, Biden faces a crucial week in efforts to strengthen his campaign. Some congressional Democrats have called for him to withdraw from the race, while others have expressed concerns about his age, ability, and public approval ratings, potentially harming their prospects for retaining control of the Senate and winning back the House. Democratic Representative Adam Smith urged Biden to step aside, citing his alarming debate performance and unacceptable response in the days following. He stated, "Any candidate for the highest office in our nation has a strong burden to bear. That candidate must be able to clearly, articulately, and strongly make his or her case to the American people. It is clear that President Biden is no longer able to meet this burden." Senator Dick Durbin and Representative Joe Morell voiced their concerns about Biden's capability to serve as president, prompting discussions about his candidacy. Speculation about Biden's health arose following his debate performance, with some questioning whether he was suffering from a neurological disorder. The White House has denied these speculations, affirming that Biden was given a clean bill of health in February and is not being treated for any disease. Amidst growing concerns, Biden acknowledged the worries of his fellow Democrats in a letter, but called on them to put these concerns aside. He will have limited time for campaigning this week as he hosts a NATO meeting, concluding with a solo press conference. Internal party polling indicates that New Mexico and Virginia became more competitive following the debate, and shifts in ratings by the Nonpartisan Center for Politics at the University of Virginia suggest increased favorability for Republicans in Michigan and Minnesota. These states will host several competitive House races in the upcoming election. Gerard Moral, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Maven Carrizo, live from Perth, Australia. Good evening.
And before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of Psalms, chapter 93, verse 5, it says, "Thy testimonies are very sure. Holiness becometh thine house, O Lord, forever." And those are the reasons behind the news, July 9, 2024. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. Because we need to know, we will always ask why. I'm Hardin Delgado. We serve the people, we give glory to God.